price I'll power up to the Essential Picks PSN sale. Sony says these games are essential, which would mean you'd buy every single one of them. I highly doubt that. We'll make up our own mind. And as usual, I've looked through the sale and I found the best games for you that can save you a lot of money as well. So if you like the sound of saving money and finding some cool games to play, then subscribe and you'll never miss a good sale again. You're welcome here anytime. Okay, this sale ends on the 26th of October, so that'll be your last day to pick up these deals. Let's look at the games. First up is my star buy, Dishonored Definitive Edition. It was released in 2015, so it's 7 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £3.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal for such a good quality game, as this edition even includes 4 DLC, 3 content updates, and some bonus items as well. So again, the complete version of the game, for a really great price. In this FPS, you've been framed for the assassination of the Empress, and now your only option is to ally with the Loyalists, a resistance group fighting to reclaim Dunwall, while the mysterious outsider grants you supernatural abilities to succeed in your mission. This game had a lot of praise when it came out, and it's very popular, especially the sequel as well. It's got a cool combat system that involves melee weapons and ranged weapons, along with your abilities combined. You can fight in many different ways and approach missions in different ways as well. You can stealth missions, you can go in all guns blazing. It gives you a lot of variety in the gameplay and a lot of different ways to enjoy yourself. So if you like your first-person shooters with great stories and great gameplay, you'll really enjoy this. And it's very different to the usual World War II knockoffs as well. So if you like the sound of that, why not take a look? Like I said, it's my star buy. It's well worth checking out. Definitely take a look at it. Our next game is Earth Defense Force Iron Rain Ultimate Edition. It was released in 2019, so it's 3 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of $18.49, which is expensive, but compared to the full price, it's still a good deal if you really like this series, especially as it's the cheapest I've ever seen it. And this edition includes all of the current and future DLC, including an additional mission pack, 19 exclusive special weapons, vehicles, items and costumes, and even some in-game currency, and 8 more exclusive Ultimate Edition items. So you are getting the complete version of this game, with a ton of DLC as well. This third-person shooter is set in 2040, where you are an EDF soldier tasked with fighting giant monsters from outer space who have ruined the world. It features over 50 missions, 5 difficulties, RPG mechanics, many weapons and combat vehicles, and online and offline co-op as well. Although I hear the online co-op is garbage, so if you're going to rely on that, it may not be worth it. These games are somehow niche, but also very popular. The people that love these games really love them, and I've heard mixed opinions about this game. Some say the older ones are better, while some say this one's okay, if you overlook the fact that there's less enemies on screen. So it kinda depends on what you like about the series in general. If having tons of enemies on screen at once is really important to you, you might not like this version, but if you're a fan of the series, you should probably take a look at it. It's a really good game still. It might be worth a look for fans of the series. And hey, if you've never played one of these games before, then I wouldn't recommend this one. You can get other versions of it and older ones for way cheaper than this. So if you're not sure, or you just want to try it out, you're much better off waiting for one of the other ones to go on sale instead. So don't miss my videos, and I'll help you find one in another sale. We have a fighter next, Injustice Gods Among Us Ultimate Edition. It was released in 2013, so it's 9 years old, and is on a 90% discount for the low price of £4.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a pretty good deal. Especially as this edition includes 6 extra characters of Batgirl, Lobo, Martian Manhunter, Zatanna, General Zod, and Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, plus over 30 skins, and 60 Star Lab missions as well. So you're getting the complete version of the game with a ton of extra content, which is great at this price. This game is based on the Injustice comic, set in a world where the good guys didn't always win, and the lines of good and evil have blurred. You must now pick your fighter to battle against friend and foe alike, to save or doom everyone. There are a lot of fighter games that have franchises attached to them, and they're not great games, and they rely on the franchise to sell them. This isn't one of them. This fighter game is featured in many tournaments, including EVO, so you know it's legit, and it's a really good game. If you're a fan of fighting games and you like Injustice, or just generically DC Comics, you'll really enjoy this game, so why not take a look at it? And hey, if you haven't played a fighter before, this is a really good one with a lot of content included. So if you like Injustice or DC Comics and you've always wanted to try a fighter, why not try this one? It's a really good deal and it's a really good game. Next up, we have LEGO Marvel's Avengers Deluxe Edition. It was released in 2016, so it's 6 years old, and it's on an 83% discount for the price of £9, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really good deal, as this edition includes the Season Pass of over 40 extra characters, 5 new levels, and the Avengers Explorer character pack as well. So you get a massive amount of extra content included in this edition, which is great. In this open world action game, you get to join the LEGO Marvel Avengers team and play through the storylines from the popular movie series. It features tons of characters to play as, collectibles to find, and offline co-op as well, which means it's great to play with a friend or a kid if they like to play games with you. By now you know what you're getting with the LEGO games, a fun and quirky version of the movies you like. So if you're a fan of the Avengers and you like the LEGO games, you'll really enjoy this game, so you should definitely take a look at it. And if you've never played a LEGO game before, this is a really good place to start. You can get them a little bit cheaper sometimes, but more or less it depends on the franchise. If you're a fan of the Avengers, you might as well start here. But if not, you can always pick up one of the other LEGO games instead when they come on sale. So subscribe and you won't miss it when they do come on sale. We have a great bundle next, Metro Saga Bundle. It was released in 2021, so it's 1 year old, but the games are older than that really. And it's on a 75% discount for the price of £12.49, which is a phenomenal price for 3 AAA games and a ton of content and DLC as well, as this bundle includes Metro 2033 Redo, Metro Last Light Redo, and Metro Exodus Gold Edition, with all of the DLC and the first 2 games are fully remastered with 60 FPS gameplay. So you're getting the complete version and the best version of all of the games. You can't ask for much more, especially for such a great series. It's a great deal. In these first-person shooters, where you get to play the critically acclaimed trilogy of games, set in a post-apocalyptic Russia in the underground metro system, venturing into the wasteland fighting humans and mutants for survival. They're a legendary series, everybody that plays them really loves them. They're just really great examples of story-driven first-person shooters. So if you like your shooters with story and great atmosphere, you'll enjoy these games a lot, and you're getting so much content for your money, it's really unbelievable. And hey, if you haven't played a story-driven first-person shooter before, then this is a great deal for you. If you're okay with getting 3 full games and playing through that much content, then you should definitely take a chance on them. They're worth looking at, 3 AAA amazing games at a really good price. You can't really ask for much more, can you? We have another FPS next, Prey Digital Deluxe Edition. It was released in 2018, so it's 4 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £8.74. Which is really great, as this edition includes £16 worth of DLC, the new Moon Crash game mode, multiplayer mode, exclusive VR campaign, and more. So again, a ton of content, every game mode, for the complete experience. It's a great deal. In this game, you are the subject of an experiment that goes horribly wrong, and now the space station you're on is infested with aliens. So you must rely on your wits, weapons, and newly gained abilities to survive and make it out alive. This game had massive amounts of good reviews when it came out. People loved it. Even till today, all of the DLC and the expansions, people loved them as well. They added new modes, new gameplay, new parts of the story. It's just been really well supported, and it's been a really good game overall. If you like first-person shooters with horror aspects, you should definitely take a look at this. And hey, if you've never played a first-person shooter like this before, especially with horror aspects, this is a really good one. So if you like the look of it, you might want to check it out, although you can get others a bit cheaper, but I would say this one's worth it. So if you're interested, why not take a look? It's well worth your time. Next up, we have the Shadow Warrior Collection. It was released in 2017, so it's 5 years old, and it's on at least a 75% discount for the price of £11.24 or £8.99 with PS Plus, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal, especially for PS Plus members, as this collection includes both the first 2 modern Shadow Warrior games in their entirety, making it a pretty cool deal. These games are both FPS, and in the first game you play as Lo Wang. Betrayed and left for dead, you must master a combination of gun, blade and magic combat to fight against the demonic invasion and banish the demons back into the darkness they came from. And in the second game, Lo Wang is now a reclusive mercenary who is still battling the demonic legions, trying to overwhelm the world. It features online 4-player co-op as well in the sequel, which is great if you got some mates that want to play it as well. These are very old school shooters, which is great if you like those sorts of games. There's not a lot of story to them, just good old fashioned straight up action shooting. So if you like your shooters arcadey and fun, with crazy enemies to fight, and some amazing weaponry to fight with, you'll really enjoy these games. So if you like the sound of them, why not take a look? And if you've never played an old school action shooter like these before, then I wouldn't recommend starting here. You can get individual ones way cheaper than this, making them a better place to start, especially if you're not sure, or you just want to pick one up to try. So I'll help you find one in another sale. Just subscribe and you won't miss it. Our next game is The Technomancer. It was released in 2016, so it's 5 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £1.79, which is ridiculously cheap. In this action RPG, you are about to become a Technomancer, capable of harnessing destructive electrical abilities, amplified by cybernetic implants. But when you become embroiled in a plot to uncover the truth behind the Technomancers, you must avoid capture by the secret police in order to solve the riddle of what's going on. This game features 4 different combat skill trees, craftable equipment and weapons, and dynamic conversations that affect the story and the world. Now, when this game came out, it had a lot of backlash because it was really buggy, and a lot of people didn't like it. It didn't live up to people's expectations, and it was a bit of a flop. But hey, it's been a while since it came out, and it's really cheap, so I'm sure they've ironed out most of the bugs by now, and you can't go wrong at this price, to be honest. It's still a cool idea, so if you like the look of it, why not take a look? And hey, if you've never played an RPG before, then I'm not sure I'd recommend starting with this one. It is really cheap, and it's not the worst one you could start with, but there are more AAA ones around that you can get for a little bit more, so it's up to you really. It's cheap, so if you don't mind checking this one out, then go ahead, but if you want to wait for a more AAA one, hang around and I'll help you find one in another sale instead. And the final game I have for you is Yakuza Kiwami. It was released in 2017, so it's 5 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the low price of £3.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal for such a great game. In this third-person action game, 10 years ago you took the blame for a crime you didn't commit, and now you've been released from prison, expelled from your Yakuza family, in a city you no longer recognize. You become entangled in chaos, as 10 billion yen of Yakuza money suddenly vanishes. These games are amazing. They're basically GTA Japan, along with all of the usual tropes of Japanese games. Crazy mini-games, crazy story, hilarious comedy. You really can't go wrong with this series. They've got a big reputation and a huge amount of games for a reason. They're successful and people love them. So if you like the idea of a more fun GTA in Japan, definitely check this out. You won't be disappointed. And hey, if you've never played a Yakuza game before, this is a really good place to start. It's the prequel, so it's literally the beginning of the story. You can start here and play the whole series right the way through, so it's a great place to start, especially at this price. Why not check it out? And on a side note, Kiwami 2 is also on sale for the same price, so if you've played this one already, or you want to pick up both, take a look at that as well. You can't go far wrong really. And that's all the games I have for the Essential Picks PSN sale. What did you think of the games I picked? Did I pick good ones or did I pick bad ones? And what about the star buy? Did it deserve it, or should some other game have got it instead? Leave all your complaints down in the comments and we can talk about it later. Anyway, I hope you guys found some games you're interested in, but more importantly I hope you guys saved a lot of money. I'll see you in the next sale. Au revoir.